All right, team, let's take a look through the programming for this week here, and we will give you some stimulus explanations as well as kind of the design behind DSM Athlete and what we are looking for here. Tomorrow's class workout, most of you that have been with us know we are testing out a clean and jerk cycle. So you're going to build to a heavy for the complex, clean, hang clean, jerk, and then the workout palladium is 6 alternating rounds for time with a partner, 250-meter row for guys, 200-meter row for ladies, 100-foot strongman sandbag carry, 250-meter row for guys, 200-meter row for ladies. Anytime you see, first off, the clean and jerk is what it is. We've just spent 6 weeks building our strength, specifically for those movements you get test out. So try to lift heavy and PR. The palladium workout, definitely sprint intervals. Anytime you see alternating rounds with someone, it means when you're in it, you want to attack the round as hard as you can so that when your partner goes, it's like one-to-one work to rest, essentially, if you're with someone around the same skill level, around the same conditioning level. So I would get after that. Row hard. Don't hold anything back. Don't be afraid to push the boundary on the first row and the sandbag carry and see what you can do on that second row when you're feeling gassed, you're feeling tanked. We want to find out what we're made of when we're kind of in the hole. Monostructural then for the DSM Athlete program. Bowling for Soup is a 20-minute AMRAP, 500-meter C2 bike, 250-meter run. Preferably, I would like you to do it on the assault runner if you have the availability or the ability to do it. You're going to add 100 meters to each implement every time you get back to it. Think controlled right out the gate. So when you see these monostructural sections, a lot of time it's cardiorespiratory development. We're trying to build that engine so you guys have a better understanding of what your sustainable pace is if we get longer metcons, or we get metcons where you just can't sprint the whole time. We live in that glycolytic zone in CrossFit. You can't always just go 100 miles an hour all the time. Sometimes pacing will yield greater results over extended periods of time, which in the end is better intensity. So take a nice easy pace to it. You'll add 100 meters to each implement every time you get back to it and just see how far you can get. And then we have skill development. 5 rounds for time, handstand walk over ramp, 50 jump rope crossovers. Kind of the standard behind the handstand walk is going to be a row of 45-pound plates, 6 45-pound plates stacked into 2 rows, then 2 more on top of that, then 1 on top of that. What it does is it does a really good job of creating tight ledges, like the steps on the actual ramps and competitions. So it's kind of, you have to be more accurate and you have to be more thought out when you're walking up that ramp. If you haven't walked over a ramp before, you're working on it, a couple of helpful tips. Keep your hands tighter than you think they need to be, stacked under your shoulders. Especially when you are walking in a confined area, getting to the edges is kind of tough to deal with. So we want to make sure that we attack that handstand walkover ramp. That's really the focus of that. And then the 50 jump rope crossovers is to get the heart rate up. And make sure you're working on these skills with a bit of fatigue, because you rarely get to do these things in CrossFit when you're 100% free. 10-minute cap on that. If you're really going to struggle with the handstand walk ramp, so be it. That's why it's programmed first. That's the main focus of that. Okay. Tuesday, silver, 400 step-ups for time, 24 inches for guys, 20 inches for ladies. Every 3 minutes, including the beginning of the workout, you're going to do 10 double dumbbell snatches and 5 double dumbbell clean and jerks. Okay? We're going to allow you to do that between the leg swing on the double dumbbell snatches and the clean and jerks if you would like. In that workout, again, this is a pace maintenance workout for sure. You want to consistently step up nonstop and then hit the dumbbell snatches and clean and jerks in a fashion that allows you to set them down off the 5th clean and jerk and get right into the step ups. Otherwise, it's going to get away from you. There's a 40-minute time cap on that. Then the work, we did a little extra strength work. What you're going to see pretty prevalent with the strength portion of DSM Athlete moving forward is it's not really going to be structured cycles. Why? This program is in coordination with what we already do in general CrossFit class. So you already have strength cycles going on. We're really focused on this. You're going to get strength opportunities in DSM Athlete, but they're not going to be like structured cycles. So on Tuesday, you have snatch work. Every minute to fail, you're going to do 20 double unders and 1 power snatch starting at 135 for guys, 95 for ladies. And you're going to add 10 pounds 5 pounds for the ladies, until you find your heavy single for the day. So when you kind of run out of steam, boom, that's it. Then you're going to take 30 pounds off that, fellas, 20 pounds off that, ladies, and you're going to do a 3-minute AMRAP. It's barbell cycling. Yep. So we have a strength opportunity, build up to a heavy power snatch with a little bit of cardio. This is CrossFit, guys. Like, you never, quite honestly, the whole like 1 rep max fad is kind of lame. If you're not doing things against a clock or with other stimulus involved, it's not really CrossFit. So we do CrossFit. Anyways, then you do a 3-minute AMRAP, as many snatches as possible, down 30 pounds for the guys, down 20 pounds for the ladies, from that final snatch weight, and I want you to record in the notes what weight you use, and that's how we'll know. And then the accessory work is Blink 182. So when you see auxiliary strength moving forward on the DSM athlete program, it is all structural stuff. It is not for time. You're supposed to execute it to the best of your ability. I want it challenging, but it's not meant to, like, the accessory strength is not meant to, like, blow you up, right? If you've ever done, like, a heavy deadlift day, you can absolutely fry your central nervous system. Heavy back squats, triple back squats on Wednesday, you can absolutely fry your central nervous system. With the auxiliary strength work, I want you guys focused on getting some volume in, making it kind of challenging, but you're going to walk out of the gym and be able to roll the next day. So, movements and stuff like that, I'll address them specifically as we go forward. If I think there's anything that could be confusing, I will add demo videos and things like that. Or if you have any questions, you can reach out and I'll add demo videos. Wednesday is the back squat test out. It's a heavy triple. Brace your core, build tension, get strong, get tough between the ears. Then cadmium is basically variations of burpees and kettlebell swings. You're going to work on burpees in a bunch of different tailored formats. Pacing on that, do the burpees as fast as you can. It's 15 swings every time you grab the kettlebell. I would be shooting to go unbroken every time. It's even if it's 2 pood, 1.5 pood, but still, I would do the burpees at a pace that allows me to step right to the kettlebell and swing. That's pretty much how I would attack cadmium on Wednesday. And then auxiliary strength. And I don't know if I did a good job of explaining this at the beginning either. I have things in DSM athlete programmed in the priority of which I would put them, right? So we had cardio tomorrow, or monostructural focus tomorrow. It was first, right? And then we had the power snatches first on Tuesday. Now we have the accessory strength first on Wednesday, telling you, hey, we've already put a lot of stress on the central nervous system with the power snatch and the heavy back squat. We need to get some access, and you're doing Metcons every day, right? So we need to put some priority on just general strength development. Yellow card is 2 to 3 sets, 5 strict toe to bar, no kip. Try to roll your hip up, roll your toes to the bar. If you can, I would like you to control yourself back to extension before you roll back up. 10 barbell good mornings. That doesn't mean just the barbell. If you can put a little bit of weight on there, put a little bit of weight on there. You need to find a comfortable position, though, where that midline doesn't break. The good morning should be performed. It's a flexion of the hip, but your spinal column should stay erect throughout the entire movement. If you've never done one before, try low barring the bar a little bit, sliding it down your back stem. It might feel better for some of you. 1 minute ring plank. Put the rings low to the ground. Lock your arms out. Plank just off the ground. You will find that the added instability makes that plank a whole different level than just planking on your hands in free space or on your forearms. Then 10 per direction, plate or kettlebell halo. Trying to get some rotational shoulder strength built up there by using a plate or a kettlebell to rotate around the head and pass the shoulders through a full range of motion. Then there's a skill development workout called Sum 41. You're going to do 1 minute AMRAP, 2 minute AMRAP, 3 minute AMRAP, 4 minute AMRAP of 2 wall walks and 4 reverse pullovers. So the movements, wall walk, we're clear with the standard there. I would always have a 10-inch line off the wall. That you have. It's pretty much been the standard the last few years that you got to touch both hands simultaneously, some part of both hands simultaneously to that 10-inch line, and make sure you get your hands back out over. I use the 4-foot line that the mats start at. I make sure I get my hands past that before I drop back down to the ground, just in case there's ever a standard where I have to get the hands to a certain location before I come off the wall. Then the reverse pullover is that fancy new gymnastics thing you saw at the games. Listen, whether you think they're dumb or not, you see skills like that, there's the potential they get programmed. And part of CrossFit is pushing your boundaries and learning new skills, and the reverse pullover is no different. So you're going to reverse pull yourself over the bar. You come up underneath, you're going to rotate your feet over the bar, pivot your body over the top, and then press out. If you're looking for specific help or coaching on that, you can always grab me when I'm around the gym. The way that workout flows, you do 1 minute AMRAP, rest a minute, 2 minute AMRAP, rest a minute, 3 minute AMRAP, rest a minute, 4 minute AMRAP, and you always pick up where you left off. Score is going to be the total number of rounds and reps you get. So, for example, in that 1 minute AMRAP, if I get 2 rounds and 2 wall walks, I'm starting at 4 reverse pullovers when that 2 minute AMRAP starts. And you just follow that format till you're done. Thursday, we have our rope climb run test. You guys have spent 6 weeks running hard and doing crazy amounts of rope climbs. It's time to let it shine. And it is programmed. It's saved in Wodify, so you're going to be able to see your original time. Go for it. Try to beat it. The point of PRing is it shows progress. So run harder, rope climb faster. Then the DSM athlete program that day. On Thursdays, always have programmed almost like a recovery-based monostructural thing. So it's C2 bike and rowing intervals. You will see in the workout notes exactly what I'm looking for. None of it is like max effort stuff, really. It tells you exactly the rate of perceived exertion I want on the bike, and it gives you a general guideline in RPMs. Okay, you'll have to set the damper for the bike and the rower to meet those RPMs or strokes per minute. That's the whole goal, right? You want to stick to what the designed effort is or what the intended stimulus will be for that, and I've pretty much given you a roadmap. So set your damper appropriately. Some of you are going to find out you're rowing and biking on way too high of a damper setting. I guarantee you through this program. And then Friday, bench press, heavy single, bent over row, heavy 10. Going to test those 2 movements out. Just did a whole cycle with bent over barbell row for volume and single presses. So we're going to get after that. And then Indium, the Metcon, is a 14-minute AMRAP of 40 wall balls, 20-calorie assault bike, 40 toes to bar, 20-calorie C2 bike, 40 handstand push-ups, 20-calorie skier. Skill work. There's a lot of skills in there with toes to bar and handstand push-up. And the wall balls, basically you want to ride the bikes and hit the ski erg at a tempo that kind of helps you get your heart rate down so you can walk off and get right into the challenging stuff like the handstand push-ups. Most athletes are probably going to want to, maybe the 40 wall balls I'm broken out the gate, but most athletes for toes to bar and handstand push-ups, I would come in with a set plan. Like maybe I'm a 15, 10 toe to bar handstand push-up guy. I'm going to try to stick to that, and I'm going to try to control my rest intervals. Because a lot of times intensity falls off in the rest, where people just lose their mind. They stop thinking about how long they've actually been resting instead of what's an adequate amount of rest time before I attack the next plan set, right? They're like, oh my God, I still have 32 wall balls. Well, I'm doing 8s. So what should I rest for before I do another 8? What should I rest for before I do another 8? Big volume AMRAP like that allows you an opportunity to have a strategy and to try your best to stick to it to yield the greatest intensity. Weightlifting is the priority on Friday for DSM athlete. Deadlift, and I'm not a big 1 rep max deadlifter, but it is a good work exercise to have in volume. It's sets of 5 building to a rate of perceived exertion of 7 to 8. You'll see RP a lot in the weightlifting and the DSM athlete because we're not doing structured cycles like we are in the normal CrossFit class. Sets of 5 building an RP of 7 to 8. Then when you find that, you're going to hit 3x7 at that RP 7 to 8. So I wouldn't do too many sets in the build up. Like, make your jumps. You should have a number in mind weight wise. That's like 7 to 8 RP, which is, tough. It should be a hard set of 7, whatever that weight is. And then the auxiliary strength that day, 2 to 3 sets, not for time. Barbell behind the neck, shoulder press, 10 barbell bicep curls with 3-second down tempo, 10 barbell skull crushers with 3-second down tempo, and then 10 per side dumbbell power raise. If you see tempos, make sure you adhere to them, right? The eccentric stuff is good for strengthening the tendons and ligaments as well as just the muscle head, so it's good for like health, physical health, and recovery. The side power raise. It's just a side plank, and you're going to take a light dumbbell, reach it back through the plank, and then pull it up over top. It should be a controlled motion. It shouldn't be too dynamic. Saturdays, we're going to keep our comp class format for Saturdays, which is kind of like a freewheeling thing. What I will do is I will post it basically as we're doing it. I will post the DSM athlete stuff as we're doing comp class. And then Saturday for DSM performance is just coach's choice workout. So you will not see Saturdays programmed in there until we start rolling through comp class, and then I'll start putting stuff up in the DSM athlete area. I hope you guys like this program moving forward. Like I said, it's gonna be pretty much molded around what we're doing in our CrossFit class, because we want you guys training with us, not just at the location. So I encourage you, still go to class. You need to go to class to do your stuff, and then hopefully you can start adding this stuff in. And for those of you that are looking to take your fitness to the level or potentially be competitive, this can be a very helpful avenue for you. All right, that's week 1 with DSM athlete preview. Bye.